Well, good morning. I'm Lisa Jordan. This is Across the Tri-State Public Affairs Programming, brought to you courtesy of 98.3 The Rock Garrison, WKSG, and WEEC. Good morning to you again. I'm Lisa. We have a very special guest on the broadcast today. In the studio with me talking is Mr. Kevin Harrison. Kevin Harrison, welcome to Across the Tri-State.
Well, thank you for welcoming me. You said special, then I started to think, I wonder who they're having on today.
Well, you are special, and we're grateful that we could have some opportunity to speak with you about you and your ministry and what you do on a daily basis. I met you at the prayer breakfast in Ashland, Kentucky, and heard you speak at the annual event there, and met up with you and talked with you, and was so glad to be introduced to you and find out more about what you do in the Tri-State with the Ashland Technical College, and also some other industry helps and businesses. So, Kevin, welcome to the broadcast.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Well, at Ashland Community and Technical College, I'm the business and industry liaison. And so what we do is we have customized business training for any organization. They want something in leadership, if they want to upskill their employees on a particular training, we can help them with that. Even if they can't find particular industry experts or what have you, we can also help in helping them locate those individuals as well. What we also do, we have a lot of short-term programming like lineman, CDL, a bunch of different things in nursing, SRNAs. Then we have phlebotomy, EKG, pharmacy tech. So we do a lot of things here at Workforce Solutions, but my portion is getting the local businesses and industry involved and assisting them in their training. The other two things I do that I'm really involved in regularly too is obviously my church. I'm a pastor at the House of Praise in Greenup, where I'm the pastor there. I've been the pastor there now for about 14 years. And so I really enjoy that. I also have a nonprofit, which is Choices and Changes Youth Inc., where we work with individuals in the community. We do things with, right now, I know we have a program going on in the Boyd County Detention Center where we present moral recognition therapy groups there. And sometimes I do Bible studies there. I haven't been getting ready to go back into the Bible study portion of it. I've been out of that for a little while, simply because of some previous illnesses and some of that's behind me now. I'm looking and moving forward. As I continue to move forward in my journey, this thing of choices and changes is really beginning to take flight outside of work. I'm very involved in the community, like to be involved in the community, and I think it's extremely important that all of us do a little something in our communities to help make it better. It's really easy to say that, about all the things that are wrong. But the question then comes back to us, what am I doing to make any of this stuff that I see wrong right? And many of us are not doing anything about it at all. And there's so much that can be done. And so through our organization, Choices and Changes, we work with a lot of individuals. We help in different outreaches as well when we can. And now we're getting ready for a lot of other things here in the near future.
Well, tell us a little bit about Choices and Changes and what you do exactly there to help folks.
Okay. Well, I'm the CEO of our Choices and Changes Youth Home. Our overall mission is to inspire people to become the best that they can do. In this life that we're living today, and especially in our area, there are many people caught up in drugs and alcohol addiction and various different types of abuse abuse issues. Some of them, no fault of their own, they might have lost a job or having to reskill or to learn something new. So, as the CEO of Choices and Changes, one of the things I work to do is to help people to teach them or to get them the skills that they need to be successful in life, so that they can pursue their own purpose in life. When I do that, I see that as that can be leadership, that can be entering them into one of our moral recognition therapy groups, that can come in the form of coaching, mentorship, or sponsorship, training them in any myriad of different areas in their lives for them to be successful. And so, in doing that, we need individuals that are willing to make that change. I cannot help, or anybody that works with me can't help you if you're not willing to change. But the impact on their lives, if they're willing to do that, is noted over and over and over again. It's very, it can be time consuming work, it can be difficult at times, but it's definitely rewarding when you see that one person um, become successful, go back to school, get a new job, learn some new skills, and then they end up contributing back to society. Man,
Yeah.
that's the exciting piece of what I do, and so it makes it worthwhile for me.
Do you have an example? Can you tell us of any of your success stories of someone that was impacted by choice and changes?
Wow. Well, I've got quite a few, but thinking about that, I'd like to do something, give you two stories, because we do like to talk about the positive, and the positive is great, but I need to let people know what we're up against. So I'm going to give you two stories.
Yeah.
One's a good story and one's not so good. Um, Years ago, my wife and I decided that this young lady was struggling with addiction, and she had an abusive situation one night, and I talked to her, and we decided to take her uh, into our home. And she was really, at that time, we brought in all of her stuff, and she moved in with us, and we thought everything was going fine. Um, when you do things like that, you introduce people into your home or your family. It can be a very difficult time for them, not only for us, but for them. But we were willing to go through the struggle with her. Unfortunately, she decided to leave and went um, back to her addiction, an active addictive lifestyle. That was difficult for us because for me, I see so much potential in people, in all of them that I've met over the years and I've worked with. There's just so much life for them to live, and because of situations sometimes created by themselves, sometimes created by others, they get trapped. And this lady was not able to turn away from her addictive behaviors. Now we had another story, and this was of a middle-aged man. He was in jail and so, going through the whole process there, and was getting out and had no place to go. And I knew a friend of mine, and he knew that friend, and somehow he got in contact with me and asked me if I could help him. And so we talked back and forth for a while about that and what that would look like. What would this help look like? And I told him he could be successful regardless of all the stuff that he'd gone through in the past, that he could be successful if he was willing to learn and follow the steps that would help him to become successful. Now, let me define success. Success to me is somebody that is an, a positive has a positive effect on society, not a negative. Means that they have a job. Their job pays them well enough to own a home, have a car, support a family. That to me is success. And some people may want to see something greater than that. Some of these individuals that I've interacted with went back to school and have done just great things. But once again, this individual, somehow, I don't know how we came to the agreement, but he lived with us for quite a while. And I told him, during that whole time, I said, listen, it's not going to be easy. But if you follow these steps, if you work on your goals and where you want to go in life and have a willingness to give back to the community and to society, you will overcome all of this stuff that you've been through. So he stayed with us for a while, and we talked about leadership. We talked about addictive attitudes. We talk about this track that we build in our own minds, these limiting beliefs that we have that tell us that we can't do certain things. So we went through a myriad of things. And one time he told me, well, I don't have any money. And I said, I'll tell you what, here's what we're going to do. We're going to set a goal for money for you. I said, that would be $10,000. You got to have $10,000 in the bank. And he looked at me like a cow looking at a new gate. He was like, what? You want me to have $10,000 in the bank? He said, Kevin, I don't even have a bank account. And I said, I know. I know these things. He said, well, how am I going to get a bank account? We'll get you a bank account. If I have to put my money in to get you going, we'll do that. So he goes back and we talked about it. He opens up a bank account. We're moving along. Everything's going great. And he comes to me one day and he says, guess what? I have $1,000 in my bank account. Said, wow, that's really good. And he said, man, I never thought I'd have $1,000 in my bank account. I said, well, remember, the goal is for you to have $10,000 in your bank account. And he said, I just don't know if I can do that. I said, well, don't worry about the $10,000. Let's see if we can get to $2,000. And he did that. And one day he came to me with this big smile on his face. And he says, I have over $10,000 in my bank account.
Wow, that's fantastic.
And I was like, wow. I said, now you can lend me some money.
So there really are choices that can make changes.
Yes. And that's where the name came from, choices and changes.
Hey, Kevin, if anybody would like more information about what you do, how could they find out more about the services you offer at the college or through your personal ministry?
Actually, probably the best way to get a hold of me is because right now we're redoing our website. We're getting ready to do some things with some kids, and so we're running real hard for the spring and summer. We want to do a lot of leadership training, skill building, that type of stuff with them. But if they want to get a hold of me, the best way right now is to either use my personal email account, which is Kevin I. Harrison at ymail, Y as in Yahoo, ymail.com. Or they can contact me at work if they're interested in some other leadership stuff for their business or for themselves personally. They can contact me at kevin.harrison at K as in kite, C as in cat, T as in Tom, C as in cat, S as in Sam, .edu. That's kevin.harrison at kctcs.edu. And my phone number is 606-922-2391.
Hey, and one more. Tell us the name of your church again in Greenup.
It is House of Praise. Yes, it is House of Praise in Greenup, and we start services Sundays at 10:30.
Well, you're invited to come be a part of services with Pastor Kevin Harrison and the good fine folks there in Greenup. And if you need more information, hey, please reach out to us at The Rock or at his website that he listed there in his emails. Hey, Kevin, thank you for joining us today. It was a joy and a pleasure. It was wonderful to be in service with you at the prayer breakfast. We appreciate what you're doing for the Lord's work. And keep in touch with us, will you?
I will do that. And you guys have a great day. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate that.
Okay, Kevin, take care and we'll talk to you soon. And hey, Merry Christmas.
Oh, Merry Christmas to you.
All right.
Bye-bye.